Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to I think what will be the last layout for my August How to Kill a Kit with Style. I must say I did a lot better in August than I did in July, and I'm quite happy with what I got done in August. So I'll be back just in a couple of days to show you a quick overview of everything that I got done, what I have left over, because I do still, of course, have some leftovers. It was such a large kit and all those lovely goodies that Kelsey sent me. A couple of them will be able to move over into September, and I'm excited for September. I'm going in a completely different color combo area, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. But in the meantime, let's have a look at this layout. So on my desk from Whimsical or Pick Me Up, I had two large scraps, I guess, in the size that they were. If you recall, when I was sharing a layout with this gorgeous paper that I used as a background, I did say that I had cut and gutted so that I could keep this scrap. So it was intact on my desk, as was this paper, which I don't remember. Is this just little circles in the back? Yeah, I think it was just one of those pick-me-up papers with all the circles on one side. So I just took a piece of white cardstock and I said, you know what, I'm going to sort of do my 1/3, 2/3, although this kind of band is a lot wider than normal, and I'm just going to put those on the white cardstock. And then I had a branding strip that I had on my desk as well, and I said, okay, let me put this here. So I started by laying those two things down, choosing my photo, which is of my lovely grandniece, and then sort of placing the photo and saying, okay, I think that is the start of something. But then, of course, I found that the white cardstock just a little bit stark. So I took out my Heidi Swap Color Shine in Peach, and I did the smooshing technique down on this side, and I love that effect. Then that made me feel that the top here was a little bit empty. So I just did a little bit of it here as well, so that it looks as though it spans completely underneath this layer here. So I got the mixed media down, and then it was really just a question of layering a little bit and doing my normal, filling in my nooks and crannies. And what I also often like to do with this kind of design is to do a little cluster down here at the bottom, which is what I did. So I took the 6x6 paper pad and took this gold and white. So it's really just a small geometric pattern, gold foiled on a white background. I had previously matted my photo on just a coral cardstock, set it at a little bit of an angle. Got a doily because I just always love doilies. I find it always softens all of the edges, and doilies always have their place on a layout. I think you'll agree with me, don't you agree? Oh, excuse me. Then I also had from a previous layout, I had this tag that I had already cut out. This tag where I had used the bottom portion of it. So I just popped those two tags there because Oh What a Day sounded perfect for this photo. The coral color, perfect as well. And Kelsey, look, I did manage to get, I was determined. I was not getting through this month's How to Kill a Kit with Style without using at least one of those lovely clothespins. I did just break it off and take the top part, as you can see here, and put it here so that it still looks as though I think my tag is clipped. The little tag that I popped behind here. And then I have the tiniest little scrap left over from one of these hexagons, and I just tucked it in there because there was a space between where my doily ended and where this tag ended, so I just filled in that little gap, and that gave sort of a nice little rounded cluster here at the top. So I then got out my Chanel sticker book because I've been trying to use it a little bit more, in particular the clear stickers, because I do have a little bit more trouble using clear stickers. So I got 3 of them on this layout. One yet again to just bridge that little hole, so it really tidies that whole area up. Then I brought one down here where this doily ends. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to pop one over here because, of course, my tag was a little bit higher and there was a perfect little corner spot here for another sticker. Popped it in there. Got my Happy Life stickers out in the navy. I did try the white to begin with, but they really just blended in the background and I felt it didn't pop. So I went for the navy. Hooray for Hollywood, that lovely song from way back in the 30s, I think, because that is the sign here in the back. That's Julia standing and posing in front of the Hollywood sign. And then I sort of looked and I thought, you know, this area here was a little bit empty. So that's what I do. When I get the majority of my layout done, I go looking for little holes that need to be filled. This was one, so I just went and got 2 wood veneers, which bring a little bit of the wood from the clothespin, 2 arrows pointing to the photo, loving every moment, a little sticker because I felt that went perfectly with the photo, and I just put a little lemon there because I could. No other reason, another one of the little puffy stickers. So then down here I had just put the branding strip. So another piece of a tag that I think I had used the bottom part that I put over it, punched a circle in yet another one of these types of tags that I had, and layered it on top of the tag piece here, so that gave a nice little offset area. Layered this from the cut apart sheet that says this happened, because it did. And then I just, now you see here I had put one of these little stickers, a different one, I think in the colors of purple, but I really didn't like it. So in the process of taking it off, I sort of ripped a little bit here where everything was overlapping. So I decided to go get a flare, so that would give it a little bit of dimension and also match the colors. I got the little purple, the blue, the pink, the pinky peach, to finish up this little cluster. And I find this tidies up everything. And when there's a white cardstock, I always find that things just fall off the page if there's not either a nice little branding strip or a little cluster. So I put that little cluster here. So there you go. So this is an example of sometimes how just looking on our tables at our desk at leftovers that we have from a previous layout or the last couple of layouts, just pick up what might be on the table left over and see where you can go from there. That's what I did with this one. These 2 scraps on my desk dictated this layout, and I love it. It's not my favorite of the month, definitely not my favorite of the month, but it got a lot of those bits and pieces used up as opposed to putting them back into bowls or back into my stash. So for that reason, I love it. It's going into my grandniece's album, and I will be giving her that album very soon. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed How to Kill a Kit with Style for August. We'll all be back, I guess, is it on Sunday or on Saturday with our leftovers. In the meantime, if you need to catch up on any of my friends' layouts for what they did during the month of August, all of the links will be below. Tell me, if you recall, do you have a favorite layout this month, or will you wait and see on Saturday and refresh your memory for what I've done this month? Any comments? I love to read your comments. Just leave them below, and I will see you in a couple of days. Bye. Thank you.